Welcome to your practice, my friend. This is an evening wind down flow. Really, it can be done at any time of the day, but it is just a slow flow with longer holds and deep stretches and forward folds to help get us into a parasympathetic state, rest and digest, so that we can really start to slow down and move into a calmer state of being. If you're on a hard surface like I am, you might want a blanket. If you're, if you're on carpet, then you might not really need one, but this is just nice for underneath the knees to add some cushion so we can be more comfortable and nurturing to ourselves. So let's get started in child's pose. And you're welcome to put that blanket under your knees. Knees wide, feet together. Walk your hands forward and set your forehead onto the earth. Allow yourself the space to drop into your practice. And to help you drop in, you can utilize the breath, longer inhales and longer exhales. Start to breathe in for 4 and hold the breath for 3 seconds and exhale for 6. In for 4, hold for 3, exhale for 6. Take one more round. When you're finished, begin to make your way up into tabletop. Move into cat-cow, so we'll drop the belly, lift the chest, round and curl the spine. Really emphasize bringing the chin into your chest and pressing away from the ground. Inhale, drop the belly as you draw your shoulder blades to kiss each other on the back. And round and curl. And again, drop down. So the shoulder blades won't actually touch, but that's the direction they're going. And round. And come back into neutral. And plant down through your left hand as you sweep the right arm up. And take 3 big circles with your right arm. Start by going back behind you, down, around, and up. Slow with the breath. Let's do one more. The arm goes all the way up. And then when the arm goes up, you pause there. And weave your right arm through to the left side. Set your right shoulder down. Crawl your left fingertips forward. Breathe into the back body, into the upper back. Plant down through your left hand as you sweep your right arm all the way up. And bring the right hand back down. Lift your left arm up. We'll take big circles with the left arm. Go back, down, around, and up. Do one more full circle. And the next time the arm is all the way up, pause there to take an inhale. Exhale, weave your left arm through to the right. Crawl your right fingertips forward. Set your left side of your head on the ground. Plant down through your right hand. Lift your left arm back up all the way. And put your left hand back down onto the ground. Now tuck your toes, walk your hands back, and sit back on your heels for toes pose. And if it's too much, you can always untuck your toes and you can sit on your heels, or you can sit on a block or put the blanket underneath your hips, underneath your seat. Otherwise, reach your arms up, interlace your hands, and flip your palms up. And round your spine, just like you're doing cat pose. Bring your chin down. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, round and curl. Inhale, lift up. One more time. Exhale, round. Let's take a few breaths here in this rounded position. So after a long day, this can be really nice for the neck and the backs of the shoulder blades, the traps and the rhomboids. Reach the arms back up. Keep them interlaced. Take a side bend to the right. So we're opening up the left side rib cage. Come back up. Side bend left. Maintain the deep, slow breaths. Reach your arms back up. Release your arms down. Roll the shoulders back. And make your way back into table. Untuck your toes, and if you need to tap your feet out, you're more than welcome to. From here, step your right foot outside of your right hand, right into a lizard lunge. And take a moment to kind of shift side to side. Untuck your back toes and slide your back leg as far back as you can. Come up onto your right fingertips, and maybe you put your hands on blocks if you happen to have them. And find stillness as you draw your shoulders back. Take an inhale. And on exhale, straighten your right leg. Stay here. Lengthen the spine. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Again, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Take a few breaths in your fold. You might also stay in more of a half lift if that feels like you get more of a stretch in the back of your right leg. Really work to anchor the right hip back. Flex the foot a little more. Bend your right knee back into low lunge. Plant your left hand, lizard lunge, and put your right hand inside of your right thigh and push the right thigh away from you. And just be conscious. If you feel any pain in the knee or the hip, then just back off a little. So actively press down into the top of the left foot as you push the right knee away. Press down into the left hand so the left shoulder draws back and away from your ear. Good. Now slide your right foot over to the right or to the left side for pigeon. Once you find your comfortable pigeon position, you take a moment to lift and lengthen. It doesn't matter if your right shin is parallel to the front of the mat or if it's diagonal. It just depends on what feels best for you. So once you find a nice drop down through the hips, then bring your forearms down to the ground. Maybe you bring your head all the way to the earth. Maybe you use your hands as a pillow. Soften the belly. Soften the jaw. Soften the back of the neck. The base of the skull. Option to weave the left arm underneath of you to the right, like thread the needle like we did at the beginning. And then maybe put your hands together in prayer. And if that's too much, don't worry about doing that variation. We'll start to make our way back up onto our hands. And just step back into tabletop. Take a moment to shift back and forward a few times, just kind of neutralizing the legs and the hips. Then come back into neutral and step your left foot outside of your left hand. Slide your back leg back. Untuck your toes. Come up onto the fingertips and lift your chest. And take a moment to kind of rock side to side. Find stillness here. Take an inhale. And exhale. Straighten out your left leg so you're in this wide half splits. Flex the foot. Lengthen the spine. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. So we're undulating the spine. Inhale, lengthen like a jellyfish. Exhale, fold. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. And then we spend a few moments here. Bring all of your awareness to the back of your left leg. You might feel it in the hamstrings or the calf. All of your awareness, so you're totally absorbed by this moment, the sensation. Then bend your left knee back into lizard. Plant the right hand down. Put the left hand right on the inside of the left thigh, kind of like the inside of the knee, as you push that left knee gently away from you and rotate your spine to the left. And same action of trying to get the shoulder blades to kiss each other on the back. So it's a little back bend here. And you'll notice that if you press down into the back, the top of the back foot, that the pose feels a lot more integrated with the whole lower body. And then we'll bring the hands down and slide the left foot over to the right. And come up onto the fingertips as you take a moment to kind of settle into the hips. And when you're ready, come on down, same way you did before. And within this pose, where can you find a bit more of a surrender, of a letting go of tension? You can stay, or you can take your right arm and weave it through to the left and bring the palms together and set the right side of your head on the ground. And then bring the hands back to the ground as you rise up and step back into tabletop. And just take a moment to shift front to back again. Tuck your toes, walk your hands back. This time, instead of sitting back on the heels, well, you still sit back on the heels, but you lift the knees up also. And then you bring your forehead towards your knees and round into a little ball. Keep your heels lifted and really curl and round through the upper back. Then set your knees back down onto the ground. And we'll come all the way onto our bellies. So maybe if you have a blanket there, you might move it out of the way. Come all the way down. Take your fingertips out wide and lift your chest up for cobra. Roll the shoulders back. Again, trying to kiss the shoulder blades back. Draw the left, and then bring the left shoulder down as you draw the right shoulder back. Kind of dip down. And then lift back up and dip down to the left, right shoulder down. And rise back up. And lower back down to the ground. Keep extend your left arm out to the left, plant your right hand down, bend your right knee, and roll over the left shoulder. So keep your left arm in a straight line over to the left. Maybe you take your right arm and bring it into a half bind, your right toes set behind you on the ground. And then bring the right arm back down, all the way out to the right. Plant the left hand, look to the left, bend your left knee, roll over the left side of your, or the right side of your body, and set the left toes behind you. Maybe take your left arm into a half bind. And then bring your left hand back down, come back onto your belly, plant your hands, press back up into table. Let's just do one down dog, lift the hips up and back. We'll come back to the down dog in a second. Let's walk the hands to the back of the mat and take ragdoll. So you can either let your arms hang down or you can grab onto your elbows. Good. Now walk your hands back out to down dog, hips up and back. And just take a couple of deep breaths here. Press firmly into the ground with the hands. Lift your tailbone. And set your knees down onto the ground. And we'll take the legs out in front of us. Take the legs straight out and sit up tall. And you're welcome to sit on a blanket for a little bit of height. You want to get a long lower spine here. Flex the feet. Start to walk your hands down. And keep lengthening the lower back. And continue to walk the hands down. And then grab onto the outer edges of the feet. Inhale. And exhale, fold. Round through the upper back now. And then with every breath, you're going deeper and deeper mentally, maybe with the pose, maybe physically too. Just allowing yourself to be fully absorbed. Find that balance between effort and ease. And slowly begin to rise back up. Plant your hands behind you, plant your feet down, and lift your hips up for a reverse table. Lift higher. Inhale. Exhale, lower back down. Keep your hips right where they are. Bend the elbows back and lift your chest forward. Maybe your head drops back a bit. Keep moving your elbows like kind of towards each other and the elbows back and the chest forward. And then we'll release. And now take the legs wide for Upavishta Konasana. So flex your feet, sit as tall as you can, and bring your right hand to the ground. Take your left arm up and over for a side stretch. And then rise back up, left hand down, right arm up and over. And then bring it back up. And either stay here or walk your hands down, all the way down, as far as your body can comfortably do this. Let your head relax. You don't have to look forward. Your neck has been doing a lot of work all day long. Two more breaths here. And walk your hands back up. Take your legs straight out in front of you. We'll make our way down onto our backs. So lower all the way down, bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little hug and a rock side to side. Just feel the earth beneath you. And keep your right knee in, extend your left leg long, and bring the right knee over to the left side. Open your right arm out to the right, and then move your right arm up a little bit higher so that you get more of a stretch in the right shoulder, the right side of your chest. Think about anchoring your right hip forward towards the front of the mat and flexing your left foot. Soften the muscles along the front of your neck. Feel the delicateness of the breath soft like the petal of a rose, silky in and out. Bring the knee back up to center. Switch legs, left knee in, right leg long. Bring the knee over to the right side, left arm out to the left. Anchor the left hip forward. You might even move your right shoulder out of the way to the right so that you can get your left shoulder more flush to the earth. Bring the knee back up to center. Hug both knees into the chest. Grab onto the outer edges of the feet for happy baby. And rock side to side. And then when you're ready, release your legs all the way down for Shavasana, the most important part of practice. Maybe if you have a blanket, you just rest it right over your hips, nice and comforting. It's kind of like wearing a weighted blanket. Rest your arms down. Take any last little fidgets. And Shavasana will be brief, but potent nonetheless. So close the eyes. Relax the head. Let the heels and the palms be heavy. Take 3 rounds of breathing in for 4, holding it for 3, exhaling for 6 on your own before you drift into open awareness, and then I will guide you back very soon. Begin to reawaken the body through small movements, the fingers and the toes. Slowly bend your knees. Roll over to one side. Come on up to a seat. And we'll end our practice with one more deep breath. So bring your hands to your heart. Take a deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale. And we'll simply bow together in gratitude for this practice. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope you feel calm, cool, and collected now. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button and comment. Let me know what you thought of the class. And I hope you have a great rest of your evening or day, and I will see you next time.